we've been learning about how to read files from Python and write to them, and now we're going to be learning about exceptions. So, for example, let's write a short program called define main, and then I'm going to get two numbers, num1 equals, and input, enter a number. Okay, I'm going to copy that, paste it. Okay, and then all I'm going to do with these numbers is I'm going to divide them. So I'm going to say result equals num1 divided by num2. I'm going to say print f num1 divided by num2 equals result. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to say if dunder name is equal to dunder main. Okay, so what's something that we can do? We can do 10 and we can do 0. Oh no, we can't do that. We can't divide by 0. So this is the error. So how would we fix this? Well, traditionally what we would do is we would say right here, if num2 is equal to 0 or not equal to 0, then we would do this. Okay, and then else, so if they had it equal 0, then print cannot divide by 0. Okay, so let's rerun this program again. So now if I go 10 and 0, cannot divide by 0. So this is how we've learned how to do an exception, like trying to, so the user doesn't see something like this, they don't see an error, we try to handle that error. And that's what exceptions are, is an error handling that occurs when a program is running, causing the program to abruptly halt. You can try except, which we're going to learn, to handle those exceptions. Okay? So, and we can do different things, like if we would put in a letter, for example, into a number, we would get another error and all that. So we can do all that stuff, but let's look at something here. So let me just boop, boop, boop. Okay, cool. So here, let's do this example. I'm going to say file name equals input, enter a file name. Okay, and then now I'm going to say, so now we're going to open the file. I'm going to say infile equals open the file name, so what I wrote, and we're going to read from it. Okay, and then now contents equals infile dot read, and then I'm going to print and display those contents. And then now I want to close the file. So infile.close, done. Let's run this. Okay. And then enter a file name, and I'm going to say bad_file.txt. And then I get this error. File not found error. I get no such directory. I get a lot of little things in here. Error number 2. So you see that? So this is where we now are going to learn something. So I'm still going to keep this at the top here. So, and now I'm going to say try, colon. Then under all of this, I'm going to tab it, and then I'm going to say except, and then we were supposed to get the error called IO error, which is the input-output error, and then print, let's just try this, and error occurred trying to read, the file name. Okay, and that's it. So now we're going to try this, and if this doesn't work, then we're going to get this error. So let me write. Okay, so that works. An error occurred trying to read the file badfile.txt. So we're handling this error with this except. So we're going to try this, and then we're going to accept that error. So if this error pops up, we're going to give them that as an information. Okay, so we can handle multiple errors at once. So let's look at a different program. So I'm going to say total equals 0.0. So I'm going to try. I'm going to open the file. Okay, and I'm going to say nfile equals open sale data dot text. Cool. And then now I want to read the contents. So I'm going to say now for line in file amount equals a float. So we're converting right now. Total plus equals amount. And then we're going to close the file. So nfile.close. And then I'm going to say now print f total comma.2f. Okay, cool. Now I am going to have a couple excepts. So the IO error, again, remember, so this is if the file is not found. I'm going to put print and error occurred trying to read the file. Now we're going to do another one, except value error print non-numeric data found in the file. And then we're going to have one more except, and that's just going to say except and print and error occurred. Okay, so let's run this. An error occurred trying to read the file. So right here, I don't have this file. It doesn't exist for me. So instead of having all of these, we could just delete all of this and just give a very basic generic answer like this and just say an error occurred. And that's fine. People don't really need to know much more than that if they're just running a program. So now, right here in this, I can put in let's write a new program really quickly. So I'm going to say hours equals int input. I'm doing gross pay. How many hours did you work this week? Or let's just do hours this week. Okay. And then I'm going to say pay rate equals a float input hourly pay. Okay, and then I'm going to say gross pay equals hours times pay rate. Okay, and then we're going to do print f. I'm going to say now gross pay $$ gross pay colon comma dot to f. Boom, boom, cool, done. Then I'm gonna say now, this is supposed to be in a try block. So this is the try, anything in here that I'm highlighting is called a block, so that's a try block. And now I'm going to go accept value error as ERR. Well, first off, let's take this out. I'm going to add those back in. Let me run this really quickly so you guys can see what I'm about to do. So hours this week, I'm going to say 40. Okay, gives us an error. Doesn't like it. So now, accept value error as ERR, print. Now I can print ERR. I can print the actual error out to be displayed. And then, so let me write 40. Invalid literal for an integer with base 10, 40. So it doesn't like the words. So it's just printing out this error now. Okay. So we are allowed to do that. And then now there's something else that we can do. So it's calling, so we can use the else clause. So the else is not just for if and else, but you can also use it in the try. So we can say now, let's do total, let me go back a little bit. Okay, so I want to open this up again. So we have our try, we have our accept. So let's write accept exception as ERR. So it's just going to now print out whatever the error is. I'm going to say else. I'm going to say print. So if it actually does work, let's write this. Okay. So here it's not going to work for me because no such file directory exists. Okay. So we can also use, there's another one that you could also use. It's called finally. So, and it would just be, so like, I would say finally do this. And finally is known as a final suit, so it will do whatever. It will force it. So as you can see, it forced us to display something. That's why 0.00 got displayed. So that is how to work on with try, accepts, and finallys. So these are called try. So in different programming languages, it would be a try-catch block. So you'd have try and then catch. So you, instead of accept, you have a catch here. So catch catches the exception. It's called in Python accept. So I want you guys to answer the checkpoints questions. So checkpoint questions on page 354. Okay, and that is it.